Figured if I kept fishing around as much, I'd find them. I had some little bites, but nothing that really was much, just little bites. There's a, man, that's a chunky fish. Hey everybody, it's Dalton. I'm just out here, a couple of things going on. One, I got a cold. So I got that naggy little cough. So you're gonna hear my voice is a little bit raspy today. And then secondly, my transducer broke off the back. I looked at it, the plastic part of the transducer itself broke, so when I get home, I'm gonna have to order another one. I can come out here because I know the lake pretty well, or actually real well, but I was planning on heading out to Margarita, but I won't go over there without that back transducer because I haven't been out there this year and I'm not sure where the little spots are that I need to be careful with. I have my transducer up front, it's working fine, so today I'm just going to kind of hang out in these areas that I know. I'm fishing a little more offshore today on this flat. It's a flat full of rocks, and that's the third bite, but I got that one hooked. And I'm throwing this chitterbug. It's my new craw, and I'll tell you why I'm using that here in just a little bit. But I got some other stuff I'm gonna be throwing as well. This was funny right here. This is a hilarious one. I got to show you this. So there's just so I went and Texas rigged this Senko, just a Yamamoto Senko. Oh yeah, you got it good. And they were nipping at it really good, but just couldn't get them to take it. So a nice chunky one right there. So what I did was I took this same Senko with a big old 3/0 extra wide gap hook because I didn't want to stop and change hooks, and I'm catching them that way. So, you know, it doesn't always matter what hook you use on a Wacky rig. They're paying more attention to that worm anyway. Man, this little guy must have hit that thing 3 times before he finally took it. I should put a smaller hook on, but it's working. If it's working, I'll just go ahead and stay with it. But funny, these Wacky rigs, they always tell you the best way to use them is just let them fall. Let them do all the work. That's all I'm doing. I've got quite a few Senkos. I have other stick baits that I use, but I got a bunch of Senkos. And I thought, well, I need to start using them up. So I've had to move around with my trolling motor out here, but what I got out here is a rocky flat. I don't run across this a lot. So up here, it's maybe 5-6 feet. It'll go out to 10 to 12 feet. And I am just simply moving along real slow, throwing a Wacky rig right now. Texas rig was working a little bit, you know, a little while ago. And I'm gonna play around, try some other things as well, but it's working. So everybody, I'm probably getting ready to kind of lose my voice a little bit with this this crazy chest cold. My wife got it first. She was sick for a solid week, and then I wound up with it. Still glad I came out fishing today. A couple of interesting things happened today. Of course, my transducer, I gotta order another one of those. I'll probably have that done by this weekend. And the other interesting thing is I'm fishing an area, it's real quiet. I mean, you can hear everything. And I hear this weird sound behind me. I keep looking back, I'm looking in the trees, I'm like, what in the heck is that? Well, finally I noticed these 2 snakes, and they were going at it. They were making out. They were in love. They were breeding. And I'm not 100% sure they were rattlesnakes, though I think they were. but I've mistaken gardener snakes for them before. Whatever they were, I mean, they were going at it. So I got my cell phone, took a video and some pictures. If those came out all right, I'm gonna post that on my Facebook. So what I was gonna do was gonna go ahead and bank the boat and then just sit down and wrap up the video. I'm like, heck no, I'm not banking the boat after seeing those snakes right there. If one of them were to get in my boat, I'd be jumping out of the boat. I don't mind snakes as long as they're way over there and I'm way over here. But I don't think I've ever seen that before. So basically I fished a couple of baits today and I did get a lot of bites. The one I was telling you about earlier as to why I use it, the chitterbug, the Berkeley chitterbug. If you notice, a Gamakatsu 3/0 extra wide gap hook fits this bait perfectly. And there's the end of the hook right there, right above the eyes. I rarely miss anything with this bait because of that. Now, the one that I stumbled across, in other words, I've fished the bait many times, I just didn't expect to fish it today, and that's a Wacky rig. So I got the same hook, a 3/0 EWG hook. And I was just Texas rigging it, no weight. I'd let it set on top of the rocks and I was getting bit, but they kept grabbing the tail. So I thought, well, I don't feel like changing hooks. I'll just use this hook and I'll just go ahead and Wacky rig it and just let it drop. And I'm telling you, they went crazy over this thing. This hook didn't bother them at all. I would not typically use a hook this size, particularly if there's something to get hung up in, but it didn't matter today. They were all over this thing. I got so many bites on this thing. And I can tell you, every single bite was on the fall. As the thing was slowly falling, all I did was just watch my line, and it was so much fun because it'd either twitch, it would either slowly start taking off, or boom, it would just take off really fast. And it was so much fun. I was probably fishing this in about 10 to 12 feet of water. That allowed it to, to fall a little while. And they were just keying in on that fall. I didn't have to put any action on the bait whatsoever, which is pretty much recommended with a Wacky rig. This is just Yamamoto Senko. And I just let that thing slowly quiver down, and bam, they were hitting the heck out of it. It was a lot of fun. So I had a good time today. I am going to wrap it up, get home, order me a transducer, get it in as soon as I can, get it on the boat, and get back out. And I was gonna go out to Margarita Thursday or Friday. Changed my mind without that transducer. I'm not, I don't know what's going on at the lake. I haven't been out there this year. And when you have that transducer in the back, and you're going down the lake, and you know how deep you are, even though you're going faster, it just makes you feel better. Even though I know this lake really well, it was really weird not having that thing on back there, but I know this lake plenty well enough to stay out of any danger or whatnot. Well, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Fishing's still fantastic out here. It's doing great. Look at the weather. It's beautiful. It's in the mid-70s today. And I just think we're going to have a great year of fishing out here. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys next time.